built myself a really nice greenhouse that I used for about 7 years, and I got a lot of nice produce out of it.
Hey, there's the beet.
Oh my goodness.
And there's still all these other... we broke one off. It was a big old stringer. Now there's another one. Should we put that one? Can you hold them?
Yes.
Should we get one more?
Yeah.
Can you do one more?
Yes.
Okay, maybe a little more than that off of this so far. And as you can see, there's a lot of tomatoes still. There's the corn. Look at that. Oh, that's doing extremely well. And this stuff here is all...
Well, it's the middle of winter here, and I thought I'd give you a little update or an insight on building greenhouses. Let me show you something here. Now, this is my chicken house over here, but it's essentially a greenhouse, and look at the snow that has fallen off of that roof. It's just a lot of it, and but it slides right off the roof. It's pretty cold out here right now, but slides off the roof, you know, and it has a place to go, and see, it's sitting there and it's not really doing any harm. Now the reason I'm saying that is because look at the opposite here. Now this is a hoop house, and you see all that snow, and what's happened is you can see on the top there, it kind of runs off, but then it has nowhere to go, so it stacks up, and it stacks up to the point where it starts to weigh on the, it puts pressure on this side. And if you see right here, there's a cave-in sort of an area. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but there's a lot of damage inside. And I'm going to have to redo this greenhouse anyway this year. And if any of you have seen my other video about greenhouse plastic, this is the greenhouse I did it on. But as you can see here, that's a bar that goes across, and you can see how it's broken down in there. Anyway, I need to fix it. But this is one thing you've got to do if you build a greenhouse, a hoop house type thing. It's not a good idea to, well, if you live in an area where you have snow, it's not a good idea to run it to the ground at an angle so the snow will build up on it as it runs off. What you need to do is do something more like this, where at least you have a straight area where the snow can run off and just fall off harmlessly and not sit and lean on the greenhouse. Anyway, I thought you might like to just a little insight on building greenhouses and so forth.
Let's go on inside the greenhouse and show you what happened. Okay. Now, this is that area outside. It's supposed to look like this. See, let me walk over here. Had a little damage on this side too, but it's supposed to look like that. And you can see the beam running across there. And now we go to the other side, which is a mirror image in construction, and we have this. You see the board is broken. It's just broke. And you can see down the other end, a lot of that is still standing up. But see, and there was a stand or a beam running across the top over here, and it broke that one too. Go on the other side here and show you as we walk through. There. Now you can see how it collapsed over there with just the sheer weight. And you see there's a board post holding that up, and over there it failed and it came down. Anyway, I'm going to have to rebuild this, and it was time anyway, so it's not that terrible of a loss for me because it was time. And I learned how to do a lot of greenhouse growing in here, and it really served me well. So I have no complaints, except now I've got to fix this. There's one more thing you ought to see about this that's kind of interesting. Now you can see out here that the greenhouse tore, the greenhouse plastic. Let me show you something about that you might not know. Alright, now coming around to this side, this is the outside, and I have a little chicken run over here, but let me show you this. Look at this right here. See how this plastic just tore right across there, like almost like you tear a piece of fabric once you get it started. And this is the bottom side of it. And what happened apparently is there was so much tension from the other side where it caved in that it just tore along that line. Now you might say, well, golly, why did that tear in such a nice straight line? And the only explanation I have, and this is probably true, I hope this comes through in the video. You can see up here about 3 feet higher, there's a line right over there about where that peacock is. But it's a line where this apparently was folded when it was manufactured or shipped or something. I don't remember it being folded. It seemed like it came on a roll when I bought it. But there's a fold there, and there was another one here apparently. So what happened is the tension pulled this thing and it just ripped right there. Now I can't complain because I've had this up about 7 years, and they only guarantee them for 4, so it satisfied the warranty quite nicely. But still, that's interesting that came apart like that. But anyway, it's time to rebuild it, so I better get to it.
Well, after a few hours of work, I was able to tear off all of that old plastic that I was showing you earlier. And now what I have left is this. And now the next job is going to be dismantling this entire structure so that I could rebuild a new and much better greenhouse. If you'd like to follow along, I'm going to be posting my progress on YouTube as I go.